Well, gonna get okay. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. The people asked for it, so I'm giving it to you guys. Y'all wanted an exclusive update. Everybody wanted an exclusive update on Fat Trell, so I went out and I found the most recent news for everyone. So I went out and got the most recent news for everyone. So let's get into it. I'm going to let everybody fill into the chat. Got my Red Bull. I got my good. Let's go. You know, I got that in-depth shit for you guys tonight. We're about to go live on some real shit. And plus, this is a call-in show. That's right. We're doing a call-in show tonight. Just going to let everybody fill in what's going on, everyone. Appreciate y'all for tuning in with me earlier as well. The people asked, they wanted to hear about Fat Trell, so I had to come back and give you guys an update on Trell. Trell, definitely one of my favorite rappers from the MMG movement. You know what I mean? He was one of my favorite signings. NBA City, I appreciate you for tuning in. Yeah, man, Fat Trell is facing some serious shit right now. He's going through some serious shit right now, you guys. Like, in all honesty, he's been wrapped up. What up? What up, Majestic? Majestic is in the building. He's pretty wrapped up right now. He's been kind of wrapped up for a while. First, he was wrapped up, you know, right after he signed with MMG, to the point where they had caught him with some fake money. You know what I mean? They caught him with some fake money, and that got him locked up. But now they've gotten some even more serious shit, you guys, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna pretty much break it down. Yo, Danny boy, what's going on? Yo, Naptown, what's poppin'? I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. I felt it was only right that we do a show about Fat Trell. You know, Fat Trell, definitely one of the dopest artists that I ever got to meet and interact with. St. Louis tapping in. Okay, Majestic is in the building. I just sent you the link, Majestic. I just sent you the link. So this whole case has to do with the ATF finding more untraceable. They found untraceable guns, which are labeled as ghost guns, you guys. The ATF found some untraceable guns. And so this is a report from Fox Baltimore that I'm going to read first. I got a couple different reports that we're going to get into today. Baltimore WBFF says the findings from a Operation Crime and Justice investigation showed the recovery of ghost guns in Baltimore has increased. The growth coincides with the increase in sales. Over a 4-year period, Fox 45 News has found suppliers of ghost gun kits in Maryland that have been sales nearly quadruple. So sales of these ghost guns have actually quadrupled. According to the ATF special agent in charge, Prince George's County was the first jurisdiction in Maryland to see an uptick of guns on the streets, and now Baltimore is seeing a similar spike. Earlier this year, D.C. rapper Martrell Reeves, a.k.a. Fat Trell, entered a guilty plea in federal court for illegal possession of a ghost gun. Now, we all knew about the charges that Fat Trell has been going through. You know what I mean? We've been hearing about a lot of the charges that Fat Trell's been going through. We've heard that he actually asked for his release to come home on house arrest, to serve the remainder of his sentence on house arrest. But now I'm reading, as of November of 2020, Fat Trell has actually put in a guilty plea to possession of a ghost gun. And it looks like the possession of this charge could be upwards of 10 years in jail, you guys. So it's a very serious situation that Fat Trell is involved in right now. It's a lot more than counterfeit money or some claims of drug possession. or whatever he was facing before. Right now, they've actually got a plea in federal court of guilty to gun possession. Mike T. Chester, PA, is in the building. I appreciate you for tuning in. Go ahead and share this video. Hit that like button, my dude. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. If anybody wants to support the channel, hit that Cash App, Mikey T Movie. Definitely appreciate you all for tapping in tonight. We're talking about Fat Trell. I'm actually reading a report from the Baltimore Fox website that says earlier this year, DC rapper Fat Trell entered a guilty plea in federal court for the illegal possession of a ghost gun. Federal prosecutors say the untraceable firearm are assembled from a firearm parts kit. Following Reeves, who is Fat Trell, guilty plea, the U.S. District Attorney for the District of Maryland commented on the threat that the ghost guns pose. Law enforcement must be able to keep guns out of the hands of convicted criminals, said the U.S. Attorney Robert K. Hur. So-called ghost guns circumvent the laws designed to prevent felons from possessing firearms because they have no serial numbers and they do not require background checks. Reeves faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. He is scheduled to be sentenced in January. Last year, the ATF saw the recovery of 117 ghost guns in Maryland. 117 ghost guns recovered in Maryland. They say here that Fat Trell is facing a maximum sentence of 10 years in federal prison. He is scheduled to be sentenced in January. Obviously, he wasn't sentenced at this point. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Fat Trell has not been sentenced at this point. A lot of these federal sentencing have been, a lot of these sentencings have been delayed. Look at what we've been going through with AR-AB. AB sentencing delayed since last year in March. AB's going on a full year delay in his sentence. By March of 2020, more than half that number had already been recovered. Operation Crime and Justice uncovered more than 12,000 ghost guns kits shipped to Maryland during 2016 through 2019, with sales of over $1 million. So this is just a little background on the ghost gun kits, I guess, that this website has written up here, because I was kind of interested in what ghost guns were as well when I was reading about this. According to the ATF, ghost gun kits offer someone like Reeves easy access to a weapon they would otherwise not be able to obtain. With the proper tools, individuals can manufacture a fully functioning firearm with no background check. Since the weapons are not fully functioning when shipped, the Gun Control Act doesn't apply. For a 6th straight year, Baltimore has seen more than 300 murders. The majority of those killings involved an individual being fatally shot. So yeah, that's pretty crazy that Fat Trell is actually getting caught up with that type of weapon. You know what I mean? It's P-Block. It's basically a build your own joint type of thing. Yo, I appreciate you tapping in from Harlem, man. That's some real shit. Damn, Trell, Baltimore rocking with you. Salute. Reasons to Society. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Samir said, yo, them ghost guns is running around like crazy and they're easy to get, which is why, you know what I mean? Which is why it would lead you to believe that somebody who was a felon would take that method. Because, I mean, look what happened to Kodak Black, a felon who went and tried to get in possession of a firearm. I still don't understand why he wouldn't have just had one of his friends purchase it, though, in Kodak's situation, multimillionaire and all. Fat Trell a little bit different. You know what I mean? Not as much money as Kodak Black. Go ahead and share this video, everyone. I hope you're all rolling up. We're about to have a good night. I got you all with the Fat Trell update that you've been waiting on. Fat Trell, definitely one of the dopest rappers, to come out of DC. One of the dopest rappers to link up with Rick Ross. He actually had a dope partnership with Chief Keef. You know, at a certain point, him and he was working with Master P, and they brought Chief Keef in. And then I actually ran into Fat Trell in Miami when Chief Keef had actually brought him out, or Trell brought Chief Keef out to perform their Slutty Boy record. Man, or Russian Roulette. Yep, the Russian Roulette record. That record is dope. If anybody hasn't heard that record with Chief Keef and the Fat Trell, it's called Russian Roulette. Record is dope. Yo, 100, appreciate you for tapping in. Share this video, hit that like button, man. So this is on the justice.gov. It reads, DC felon pleads guilty in federal court in Maryland to illegal possession of a ghost gun, firearm, and ammunition. Yep, and it says here the ghost gun was assembled from firearm part kits. Greenbelt, Maryland, Martrell Richard Reeves, age 30, and this is Fat Trell, of Wilmington, D.C., or Washington, D.C., excuse me, pleaded guilty today to being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. The guilty plea was announced by the United States Attorney for the District of Maryland, special agent, and a special agent of the ATF of the Baltimore Field Division, and the interim chief of Prince George's County Police Department. Law enforcement must be able to keep guns out of the hands of the convicted criminal. In this case, as they mentioned in the headline, DC felon. The DC felon, Fat Trell, pled guilty to possession of a ghost gun, and they say that law enforcement must be able to keep guns out of the hands of convicted criminals, said the U.S. Attorney Robert K. Kerr. So-called ghost guns circumvent the laws designed to prevent felons from possessing firearms because they have no serial numbers and do not require background checks. According to his plea agreement, on July 8, 2018, law enforcement executed a traffic stop on Reeves' vehicle, a black Dodge Charger, for traffic violations. The car was occupied by Reeves and a female passenger. So right here, we're actually getting into when Fat Trell was actually apprehended. What's going on, Kat? How you doing tonight? Appreciate you for tapping in. Okay, Ness, you got that Gary Payton in the air. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Appreciate everybody tapping in tonight, man. If anybody wants to donate to the channel, it's Cash App Mikey T, the movie star. Cash App Mikey T movie right there. So let's get back into it. So according to his plea agreement, on July 8th, 2018, law enforcement executed a traffic stop on Reeves' vehicle, a black Dodge Charger, for traffic violations. The car was occupied by Reeves, who was Fat Trell, and a female passenger. Reeves did not have a driver's license or other identification, and a check of his driving record revealed that his license had been suspended. Officers asked Reeves, Fat Trell, to step out of the car. Law enforcement smelled alcohol on Reeves's breath and the odor of marijuana on his person. The vehicle was searched, and the law enforcement recovered a .40 caliber pistol with 10 rounds of ammunition from a black bag in the car. Reeves admitted at the scene that the firearm belonged to him, following which he was arrested. So Fat Trell took up for it right then and there, you guys. He said, it's my weapon. They found a .40 caliber pistol on him. It was loaded with 10 rounds of ammunition, and they found it in a black bag in the back seat of the car. Reeves, Fat Trell, admitted at the scene that the firearm belonged to him, following which he was arrested. Guys, I was just reading from the actual day that Fat Trell was arrested. Share this video, you guys. Let everyone that know that Mikey T, the movie star, is giving you that real shit. This is what it says here. According to Fat Trell's plea agreement on July 8th, 2018. So we're a few years removed from this, you guys. Trell's been locked up from this date, I assume, July 8th, 2018. Law enforcement executed a traffic stop on Reeves. So here we are, guys. The law enforcement executed a traffic stop on Reeves' vehicle. The vehicle was a black Dodge Charger. They pulled him over for traffic violations. The car was occupied by Reeves and a female passenger. Reeves did not have a driver's license or other identification, and a check of his driving record revealed that his license had been suspended. Officers then asked Reeves to step out of the car. Law enforcement smelled alcohol on Reeves's breath and the odor of marijuana on his person. The vehicle was searched, and law enforcement recovered a .40 caliber pistol loaded with 10 rounds of ammunition from a black bag in the car. Reeves admitted at the scene that the firearm belonged to him, following which he was arrested. As detailed in Reeves' plea agreement, the pistol was test-fired and found to function as a firearm. The gun recovered in Reeves' car is what known as a ghost gun, in that it was made from a firearm parts kit. These kits can be purchased from various kit manufacturers or secondary retailers, including the internet websites. Crucially convicted felons who are prohibited from possessing firearms or ammunition as a result of their conviction can order such firearm kits and assemble an untraceable working gun in the privacy of their home in as little as 1 hour with minimal effort. So you see, this is why they're taking such a close look at ghost guns, you guys. Because ghost guns, you're able to purchase them with different methods. You can get them from secondary retailers. You can get them on the internet. You know what I mean? You can put them together very quickly. You'll have one made in your own home within an hour, they say. Build your own joint, basically. Report Card Radio, the most live on YouTube. Free the Top Goon, free AR Rab. Everyone in here, hit that like button, you guys. I see we got 20 likes. We got 95 people. Come on, y'all. Let me get 50 likes in here. Let's get 50 likes. What's popping? Okay, let's see what's going on, though. Free frat Trell. That's right. Yup. Trell was riding dirty, California Dreams. Trell was riding dirty. Like alcohol smelled like breath. Car smelled like weed. You know what I mean? He didn't even have his license on him. You wouldn't really expect somebody who was really in a normal state of mind to be driving around and living like that. Oh, well, bro, don't worry, because you're blocked from this channel now forever. Jetfly! You just flew up out of here, bro. You was gone. I want to see if anybody else, any other blogger that's on these joints gives you the most love that I gave you, because you'll never get it again. Now it's over. Now you can never get that love again, bro. Blizzy said should have had the chick take it. Well, I mean, come on. There's only so many times other people can take the shit for Fat Trell. You know what I mean? I will give Fat Trell that respect. He manned up and took the charge. I ask myself the same question, Kat. I really do. I ask myself the same question. Why do these guys keep doing this, knowing that the cops are on their ass? Why do they keep riding around with these pistols? You know what I mean? Why do they keep doing things to jeopardize their career, put themselves in out? You know what I mean? They basically put themselves out of a career. You already know California Dreams. I appreciate you tapping in tonight. Yeah, A1 Creative, man. I kick people out the chat in a creative way. Get them likes up, y'all. Hit that like button. It's your boy Mikey T, the movie star, in here. We got another major exclusive. The people were asking. They were saying, yo, Mike T, we need you to talk about Fat Trell. We need you to talk about Fat Trell. And you know what? I'm here to talk about Fat Trell. I started searching, and I found that Fat Trell has actually pled out. And the main headline on justice.gov is DC felon pleads guilty in federal court in Maryland to illegal possession of a ghost gun, firearm, and ammunition. It's crazy. So Reeves faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in federal prison for illegal possession of a firearm by a previously convicted felon. Actual sentences for federal crimes are typically less than the maximum penalties. A federal court judge will determine any sentence after taking into account the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. U.S. District Judge, the U.S. District Judge has scheduled sentencing for July 5th, 2021. January 5th, 2021. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, you see, they had it scheduled. They had Fat Trell said sentencing scheduled for the 5th, but it doesn't look like it's happened. Let's see if this has anything to do with it. Nope. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. What do we got here? Hit the share button, man. All you got to do is share the video, my dude. Oh, Gary, if you want to come in, and share your thoughts, man, hit that Cash App with a donation, and I got you, man, for sure. Show some love to the channel, and I got you for sure. Yeah, Blizzy, he's been locked up for over 2 years at this point. You know what I mean? I think at that point he was already out on bail, possibly thinking about running bail, you know, at that point in time, driving around drunk and high. But really sucks what's going on with Fat Trell right now. Ness says 10 years. He may only end up doing 5 and 5 years parole. And that's a big maybe. Yeah. Hey, Mikey, what do you think about the whole T.I. and Tiny situation? I think that's a topic for another day, Cat. Rap music. Free the men. Damn right. California Dreams. Fat Trell should have been in the studio banging tracks out instead of riding dirty. Yep, you're right. I'll give you that 100%. You know, Fat Trell was in a major position. First, Fat Trell had a dope opportunity with Master P. Master P actually put Fat Trell with Alley Boy, you know, and they came together as a new group. Now, Master P did a lot of things for Fat Trell. Fat Trell pretty much only had to say the word, and Master P was going to make it happen. I don't know if you guys remember that record that Chief Keef came and did with him, Ganja. I've been smoking ganja. You know what I mean? Like Chief Keef came in and killed it on a feature for them. But then out of nowhere, that's what they were called, the Louis V boys, right? Out of nowhere, Fat Trell just up and left. Took the situation with MMG because Ross was like really the hottest artist. But in reality, Master P, and I'm just thinking of this now because I've analyzed this over the years, and it's really just, you know, this whole thought process is hitting me right now. Really, Master P had Alley Boy and Fat Trell, and they were sort of like in the same, he had them in the same way that Ross had Meek and Wale. So Fat Trell should have let himself spread, you know, in that movement. They had a real cool thing together. Fat Trell like went from too many different places and kind of spread himself a little bit thin. You know, Ross went with the Stolly album at a certain point when Meek had got locked up and it looked like Meek's album was getting pushed back. They went with Stolly's album and it really didn't do any numbers. Stolly's album, Ohio, did like 13,000 first week. It was outperformed by Chris Webby's album. You know what I'm saying? So that really didn't give Atlantic Records or Warner Brothers or whoever was distributing Maybach Music at the time a lot of confidence in releasing these new projects that Ross was working on. Kat says, right, Master P would have put him on. Master P had intentions of putting on Fat Trell. He put him with He put him with, Alley Boy, and those two gangster rappers actually came together and made a decent connection. Whereas Fat Trell didn't really have a connection with anybody else in MMG aside from Wale and Tracy T, I guess you would say, guys. What do you guys think? Is there anybody else that Fat Trell actually had a bright relationship with? Share this video, everyone. Let's get the shares up. We're reading the exclusive that's on justice.gov about Fat Trell. And it says here that Reeves faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in federal prison for illegal possession of a firearm by a previously convicted felon. Actual sentences for federal crimes are typically less than the maximum penalties. A federal district court judge will determine any sentence after taking into account the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. This case is a part of the Project Safe Neighborhoods, the PSN, a program bringing together all levels of law enforcement in the communities they serve to reduce violent crime and make our neighborhoods safer for everyone. Are you kidding me? What was Fat Trell doing to make the community any less safer? That's the shit that I don't like, to quote Chief Keef, about what they say about guys like Casanova and Fat Trell. What are they doing to make the environment any less, safe? What are they going to the deli and getting a sandwich and to go grab a Dutch and a 40? Like, come on. They go to the studio, they buy some shit to get high on, and they go eat some fancy shit. And that's about it. I don't see people like Fat Trell and YFN Lucci, even YFN Lucci, Max B. I don't see these guys going out there and doing all these heinous crimes that the law likes to stick them with. Otherwise, I think it's like dumb shit like Jewels or P.D. Pablo forgetting a gun is in their knapsack when they go to the airport. You know what I mean? I don't think these rappers are that dumb to put their freedom on the line. Oh, nah, you're out of here for good, my dude. You are out of here for good. You are out of here for good, man. ASAP Rocky. Hit that like button, y'all. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Mikey, them shit only for defense. Yep, Gary. I rule this shit with an iron fist, y'all. Hope you guys are all twisting up right now. Iceberg, my man, was popping. Iceberg says, agreed. That's bullshit. Casanova and Trell are not no threat to the community. That's what I don't understand. You know what I mean? They're threat to the community. Like, that's whack, man. If anything, they're a blessing to the economy. You know what I mean? These guys are going out there and spending their money, you know what I mean, on shit in the mall, on elaborate trips, planes, you know what I'm saying? Stimulating the economy. That's what I'm just saying. That's right, y'all. I'm twisting one up. Yo, King, what's popping, man? What's popping? All right, I'm going to put the link up. If anybody wants to join the chat, all that I ask is that you send in a little donation, whatever you can send, and join the chat. I'm about to post the link. Right now, you guys. Like I said, just hit a simple Cash App donation. Join the chat. Let's do this thing. Yeah, Shy Glizzy, dope rapper. But Shy Clizzy, apparently, we might have to save it for another video, but apparently Shy Glizzy got a little bit on his high horse at one point. I don't blame him though. Most rappers do. You know what I'm saying? Most rappers do get on their high horse. You know what I'm saying? And then they think like they're the shit. They think like they can't be topped. They think like, you know what I mean, that they don't need to work with people at the certain time, and they miss their opportunity. And then honestly, when they link up to work at later years, it doesn't really work out too much, in my opinion. Excuse me, I'm rolling up. We're going to get right back to the Fat Trell news. I just need to roll up this blunt sour diesel. Hope y'all is rolling up too. Gary Armstrong said I should pay him for his thoughts. Well, why don't you go start a YouTube channel, Gary? Why don't you go start your own YouTube channel? But I do have the link pinned if anybody wants to join. You know what I mean? If you could just be so kind to, send in a little donation and come and join the conversation. Right. Sun, appreciate you. Let's stick to the topic. We're not talking about Shy Glizzy today. That's honestly a story for another day. You know what I mean? I've heard a few things about Shy Glizzy in regard to ARab, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. The people asked for it, and we're here talking about Fat Trell. Fat Trell has pled out. He's pled guilty. You know what I mean? He's pled guilty to this case after he's been sitting up since 2018. He pled guilty in 2020. And I want to say, I don't want to say a wrong date, but it's saying he pled guilty as of November 2020. So that means he literally was fighting that charge. He was fighting the charge all the way from July 2018, you guys, after admitting on the scene. Yo, what's poppin', Young? Appreciate you for tapping in tonight, man. We're talking Fat Trell. So after over 2 years of incarceration, he was incarcerated on July 18th. Now Fat Trell has pled out. They had a tentative sentencing date for July 15th, but it looks like that's been pushed back. I don't see any news of Fat Trell actually being sentenced. As soon as I get that word, you guys know I'll come back here and update you, man. Fat Trell is an artist that I know all of us want to stay in tune with. When I heard the news that Fat Trell had asked the court to let him out on house arrest for the remainder of his sentence. Yo, Nick, appreciate you tuning in, man. Well, you want the circle of wealth back? Don't hit the channel with a donation, man. We can do that for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say hit the channel with a donation if you want to keep seeing this consistent content, you guys. So why would Fat Trell ask to go on house arrest? Because he had probably been going on about a year and a half. You know what I mean? He had been going on about a year and a half in jail at that point. So potentially he was thinking maybe he has another year, 2.5 years, 3 years, another, 18 months. But they say he's facing a maximum of 10 years in jail. He is a convicted felon. That's one thing that's going to be weighing against him heavily when it comes to a maximum sentence. Like, look, for example, Lil Wayne. Look at Lil Wayne, for example, with his second gun possession charge. They were saying that Lil Wayne was going to be facing well, realistically, I believe they said Wayne was facing 2 years, right, you guys? Maximum of 10, minimum of 2. So if Fat Trell gets 2, at this point, Fat Trell should be coming home with time served. Okay, Samir, I'm about to read that comment. So Samir says the state police are using these ghost guns so the feds can help them with local cases. They can't handle their own cases. Yeah, I was reading about the ghost guns earlier, you guys. Somebody really just I appreciate the donation, Donald. I appreciate the $3 Cash App donation. You are the man. I really do appreciate that. Any donation counts. You know what I'm saying? If anybody wants to join the chat tonight, if anybody wants to come on and speak their mind, or if anybody wants to come on and actually rap, hit the channel with a quick donation, guys. Right now we're talking about Fat Trell, though, and the fact that the cops are using the ghost guns. Don Beats, I appreciate you, man. The police are using ghost guns so the feds can come in and the feds can basically take over their cases. Okay. I got some sour diesel about to go up in the air right now, you guys. So, guys, I did read that in Lil Wayne's case. I read that in Lil Wayne's federal case, being his second gun charge, meaning he was a felon. Now, not saying that Fat Trell's first charge is a gun charge, because this could be his first gun charge. But Lil Wayne's second gun charge was going to carry 2 years minimum to 10 years maximum. So, looking at Fat Trell's situation, everyone, looking at the situation, you guys, if Fat Trell only gets 2 years, 3 years, he's going to have most of his time served. No, I'm smoking on some gas, man. I'm smoking on some prime ass sour diesel right now. You dig? But Don Beats, I definitely appreciate that Cash App, man. You know, for real, anything counts on this shit, man. So let's get back into the record, the reports. So for everyone just tuning in, I'm going to read you what was written according to Fat Trell's plea agreement. And on July 8th, 2018, law enforcement executed a traffic stop on Reeves. Reeves is Fat Trell. They stopped Fat Trell's vehicle, a black Dodge Charger, for traffic violations. The car was occupied by Reeves and a female passenger. Reeves did not have a driver's license or other identification, and a check of his driving record revealed that his license had been suspended. Officers asked Reeves to step out of the car. Law enforcement smelled alcohol on Reeves' breath and the odor of marijuana on his person. The vehicles was searched, and the law enforcement recovered a .40 caliber pistol loaded with 10 rounds of ammunition from a black bag in the car. Reeves admitted at the scene that the firearm belonged to him, following which he was arrested, you guys. As detailed in Reeves' plea agreement, the pistol was tested and found to be the pistol was tested. The pistol was test fired and found to function as a firearm. The gun recovered in Reeves's car is what's known as a ghost gun, in that it was made from a firearm parts kit. These kits can be purchased from various kit manufacturers or secondary retailers, including internet websites. Crucially, convicted felons who are prohibited from possessing firearms or ammunition as a result of their convictions can order such firearm kits and assemble an untraceable working gun in the privacy of their own homes in as little as 1 hour with minimal effort. So they're going hard on Fat Trell right now, you guys. When you're a felon, you're not supposed to be in possession of a firearm. Look how much shit Kodak Black just went through. They actually gave Kodak Black 3 years. They actually gained what, 3.5 years for going in and getting possession of a gun. And that's actually a federal case as well. So Kodak Black was a felon as well. So in this case, Fat Trell's probably looking at 3 to 4 years, in all honesty. 3 to 4 years, just like Kodak Black. I think we could honestly say, you guys. What do you guys think about that? Or do you think it's going to be closer to 10? Self-defense. Self-defense has nothing to do with this case. Hey, Amanda, I appreciate that you're here. For sure. We've been live for about 40 minutes now talking about Fat Trell. You know, I got to update. I got to update on Trell. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the fans hit me in the last few days. They're like, Mikey T, what's up with a Fat Trell update? What's up with a Fat Trell update? So I felt necessary to come back on here and talk about Trell. You know, being that I've actually interviewed Trell in the past, being that I've actually been to music video shoots with Trell. I was actually at the Shit Remix video shoot with Ross, Trell, Tracy T. You know what I mean? All those guys. I actually went to Club Live with Trell one time. I actually got in before Trell and Tracy T. It was funny as hell. I probably told you all the story before. If anybody wants to hear that story, though, I want to see 75 likes, and I'll tell you the story about how I got into Club Live before them. 75 likes. We got 53 likes in here, guys. We get 75 likes. So I can tell you about how I stunned it out at Club Live. But yeah, I really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight on The Real. So Reeves is facing a maximum sentence of 10 years in federal prison for illegal possession of a firearm by a previously convicted felon. But this is what they go on to say in the justice.gov page. Actual sentences for federal crimes are typically less than the maximum penalties. Like I was saying earlier about Lil Wayne facing between 2 and 10 years on his second guilty plea. A federal district court judge will determine any sentence after taking into account the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. This case is part of the Project Safe Neighborhood, PSN, a program bringing together all levels of law enforcement and communities. They serve to reduce violent crime and make our neighborhoods safer for everyone. Project Safe Neighborhoods is the centerpiece of the Department of Justice violent crime reduction efforts. PSN is an evidence-based program proven to be effective at reducing violent crimes. Through PSN, a broad spectrum of stakeholders work together to identify the most pressing violent crime problems in the community and develop comprehensive solutions to address them. As part of this strategy, PSN focuses enforcement efforts on the most violent offenders and partners with locally based prevention and re-entry programs for lasting reductions in crime. This case is also part of the Project Guardian, the Department of Justice signature initiative to reduce gun violence and enforce federal laws, initiated by the Attorney General in the fall of 2019. You see what I'm saying? This was initiated in the fall of 2019. Fat Trell was arrested in July of 2018. So how does it pertain to him? They're just taking his case. They're just taking his pre-existing case and throwing in these new, organizations that they put together. The United States Attorney has AT and the ATF Department for the whatever. They were just thanking him at the end there. Some bullshit, in my opinion. Some bullshit. Blizzy says trying to make an example out of him. Don Beats, get your thing connected so you can join up on the joint. If anybody else wants to join, y'all can join. I got the link pinned. If you guys want to join the chat tonight and give your thoughts on Fat Trell, or if you actually want to join and spit a freestyle, just give me a simple Cash App donation. All right, Don Beats, just get your thing situated and we'll bring you on. This is dope. We got an interactive show tonight. Let me see. Let me see. Don, can you get any video? Damn, get your thing right, Don, and I'll get you up on here. But yeah, crazy story about, Fat Trell coming out that he's actually pled guilty to this case at this point. So they've got him pleading guilty 2 years into the case. They've actually got him to plead guilty 2 years into the case, you guys. So that's got to be a factor in everything as well. Like I said earlier, at this point, he's probably pleading out. Fat Trell's probably pleading out in order to, you know what I mean, get the sentence, 4-year sentence, and he's already served 2.5 years. So he's not going to have that much time left to serve, you guys. Let me check out what's been going on his Instagram. I know he had a pretty crazy post up the other day. Let's see. Fat Trell, life goes on. Let's see. Fat Trell had said, the hunted that made me a rich. I got it laminated, no longer effing with the broke bitches. They contaminated my CO, just me stuck. My CO just snuck me in a steak. I just seasoned and ate it. My little bitch wanted a house so long, I just bought it. It's gated. Thank God for new faces. Yo, I love Fat Trell's rhyme scheme right there. My CO just snuck me in a steak. I seasoned and ate it. My little bitch wanted a house so long, I just bought it. It's gated. Fat Trell has a dope rhyme scheme, and it still even shows. What? Your man got bagged like how? He got pulled over, had alcohol on his breath. It's a pretty typical way to get bagged. I think Fat Trell should have, probably just stayed home that night or had his girl drive, because like I was saying in relation to that, it's not like the neighborhood protection. It's not like they were actively seeking Fat Trell. It's not like they were actually looking for Fat Trell. He was just driving. He was, wobbling on the road, probably, most likely. Yep, son, that's exactly what Trell said a minute ago. This was before pleading guilty, though. Fat Trell said it's going to be a light sentence, not a life sentence. That's what Fat Trell said back a few months ago. But now I think the case is at a new level, you guys. Fat Trell actually pled out guilty. You know what I mean? Fat Trell pled out guilty, but like I said, we look at Lil Wayne's circumstance. We look at Kodak Black's circumstance. Did they have more money? Do they have more money than Fat Trell? More than likely, but it's a crime. It's a crime with parameters. It doesn't really have all that much to do with money. Shouldn't have been in there that long. Well, I mean, Kodak Black even got what, 45 months or something like that? He got maybe even longer than, I think 45 months. He got 3.5 years, something like that. You don't get no simple time in the feds for gun possession. You get some time. Oh, your microphone works, but your camera's not working? Well, just jump back on here, man. I'll let you get your thoughts out with your, I'll just bring up the picture shit in. Well, Juvie says Rose's got to pull up the lawyers for him. There's a certain point where somebody just gets in trouble so many times. It's like, how many times are you going to pull the lawyers up for that man? It's like, how many times are you really going to pull the lawyers up for that man? Like, after you've been in trouble, like, this many times. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect somebody to just keep on pushing and pushing and pushing all of his money into you. You become a bad investment. I mean, we've seen what's happened in the past with artists promoting albums while they're on house arrest or on parole. It doesn't help. I mean, I was just watching an interview with Tony Yayo and G Unit on Howard Stern. They had to have Tony Yayo back to the house every night at 9 p.m. It throws you off in certain aspects, especially when you're touring the United States and you got to be back in New York at 9 p.m. I don't think it really works. Yep. Yep. We're talking Fat Trell tonight, though, guys. Talking Fat Trell tonight. Yeah, Fat Trell has been living pretty good in prison, though, if you ask me, from the picture that I saw a few months ago. Okay, so nope, that's not where we're gonna go with it. Let me see here. Okay, it looks like nope. I was about to shout that blog out. Excuse me, I'm just bringing something up right now, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's the old report right there on the Washington Post. This all went bad. This all went bad for Fat Trell when he was charged back in 2016. I want to say it all went bad for Fat Trell when he was charged back in 2016 with that counterfeit currency. Like it all just started going to shit right after that. Because after that, he caught a little drug charge. I think it was, yeah, he had possession of a bunch of pills and shit like that. And then he actually got out. You know what I mean? Those charges weren't going to be shit. Counterfeit money, a little bit of drugs. They were trying to say he was a drug dealer. They always try to say people. Remember what happened to Designer when he first got popping? They tried to say he had hydrocodone or oxycontin or some shit. Blood money from Chicago. Sour diesel, my bro. Smoking on that sour diesel tonight. So let's see. For some rappers, it's all about the Benjamin, the Washington Post said. So this is the Washington Post actually reporting about Fat Trell. Why? Because at this point, Fat Trell was Rick Ross's chosen boy. You know what I'm saying? Fat Trell was next up. Fat Trell was next up, man. But all right, so look, they go. For some rappers, it's all about the Benjamins, but authorities said the DC based lyricist Fat Trell only had fake bills in his hands. So the Anne Arundel County Police charged Fat Trell, whose given name is Martrell Richard Reeves, with possession of counterfeit currency after he is spotted with counterfeit bills at a Maryland casino. Yep. I remember that news broke. Where you at, Dreaming Lucid? What state you in, my dude? What state are you in, my guy? Okay, Sun says once his lawyer convinced the judge they for defense on the police, him gonna long. Yo, son, please rephrase. Yeah, Dope Boys TV. Fat Trell was literally next up at that point. Fat Trell was like the hottest rapper coming out. He even had the look that was sort of like Ross. You know what I mean? He even somewhat looked like Ross. Like Fat Trell really had a major opportunity with MMG. I remember when he first signed, every single blog, you could even go Google it right now. Fat Trell signs to MMG. People to this day still think Fat Trell is signed to MMG. He had that much of a fit within that group. I tell you, if anybody other than Pill would have had an opportunity to blow up besides Meek or Wale, it would have been Fat Trell. Anybody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Who else would have blown up from MMG besides Fat Trell? You know what I mean? If Meek, Wale, I got a feeling Fat Trell could have followed. Yeah, his buzz was high. His buzz was high as hell. His buzz was high as hell at that point, man. Gunplay. Yeah, Gunplay right behind Fat Trell, though. If Fat Trell didn't do so much, you know what I mean? If Fat Trell didn't do so much legal shit that got him caught up, counterfeit money, drugs, 2018, the gun. 2016 was the counterfeit bills from what I'm seeing right here. Was it 2016? Yes, 2016. Let's see. Yep. Yep, he got charged with narcotics distribution. They got it here. DC rapper Fat Trell got arrested again. DC rapper Fat Trell got arrested again. This time the rapper who is also known as Martrell R. Reeves. You see what I'm saying? They say here, the rapper who's also known as Martrell, because at this point, he had such an extensive criminal history and he wasn't leaving it alone that he's also he's not even known as his stage name, really. You know? Well, Stolly had an opportunity, man. He only came out and sold 13,000 units. Stolly got the chance to drop when Meek Mill got arrested and thrown in jail. No. None of the guys that you're mentioning are actually more capable of blowing up than Fat Trell. I'll wait though. But you see, this charge actually happened on April 8th. Wow. That's crazy. So Fat Trell got out from that arrest, and then so soon later, he got hit with this. Okay, so on Friday, officials said that the Arlington County Sheriff's Office said Reeves was still in custody. Reeves did not have a bond from this time when he got arrested. Last month, Reeves was accused of having fake bills in a Maryland casino. So listen to this. Officials said he was arrested just before Thursday near Interstate 395 in South Joy Street. And he was charged with driving while intoxicated. He was charged with narcotics distribution, speeding, and other charges in Arlington County. So narcotics distribution, like, come on, just because the man has an excessive amount of something on him, you're just going to throw the distribution charge on him, knowing that he's a big user. E-Dub, appreciate you for tapping in tonight on The Real. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Oh, what a feeling. Yeah, so a little bit about the arrest for the counterfeit bills. Last month, Reeves was accused of having fake bills in Maryland casino. The casino security called the police to the craps table around 6:30 a.m. and told the authorities that a man who was later identified as Reed had given 450 of counterfeit currency to a table pit boss. The pit boss took the money to the casino security, where he figured out the cash was fake using a counterfeit marker. Okay. So now let me look up this. At Trell charged with gun 2018. Yep, this one right here was on 2016. Man, that really messed him up when he caught those DWI charges. When he caught those DWI charges, man, it kind of messed him up. And then obviously, I think he got his second DWI. So let's see if I can find it here on his Wikipedia. Nope. Not going to be able to find it there. Not going to be able to find it there. But yeah, you know, Fat Trell, he just faced a number of arrests. What year did he sign the MMG? Let's see. Yeah, that was actually 2013. That was actually 2013. What month? Did it say what month? On November 6th. So the end of the year, really 2014. So by 2016, when he hadn't really done much with MMG, that's pretty much why he got when he got into all that shit. You know, a whole 2-year span, a whole 2-year time span from when Fat Trell signed. Like, if you know what I mean, he basically was there in 2014, and then he was caught up by March of 2016. Like, seriously caught up, not able to get out of his home city and relocate, as we were talking about earlier. Like, Chief Keef was able to relocate. Last time I saw Trell was up on North Boulevard before being on the way going to a New York show. What year was that, man? What year was that? Yep. Going back to 2014. Okay. Going back to 2014. Master P says Fat Trell was in a rush to get a check. MTV, who has posted one of my interviews with Arab, reported that before signing with his favorite rapper Rick Ross over at Maybach Music, Washington, D.C. spitter Fat Trell was linked to veteran musician mogul Master P, as I was explaining earlier, you guys. Exactly as I was explaining earlier. MTV just added the fact that it was actually his favorite rapper. His favorite rapper, you guys. You know, that's why he made the jump. But honestly, who wouldn't have said that Ross wasn't their favorite rapper at the time? Ross was everybody's favorite rapper at the time, you guys. Number one rapper in the game, even though he only came out and sold 180,000 units or 150,000 units for Deeper Than Rap. God Forgives I Don't did really well, 220,000. Yeah, Ross is definitely a real one, man. You know, Ross is a real one. I'll give him that. Maybe the way he, you know what I mean, disassociated himself from guys like Bang Smurf and, you know, other talent that he didn't really put out wasn't the best way to do it, but it's business, I guess, right? Of course. Free Arab. Free Arab until we're saying Arab free. Damn right, man. Arab is the goat of this shit, man. Definitely my favorite rapper in the game. Arab is definitely my favorite rapper in the game. You know, at a certain point, Ab was really my favorite rapper in the game. You know, like honestly, like of the moment, it was definitely Arab because he had the hottest shit. Now you got to understand when I'm saying of the moment, I'm talking like at one point Max B was my favorite rapper. And then Max B had so many visuals, right? He had so many dope visuals with what French Montana was helping him do. But then I liked the more professional visuals that Rick Ross was putting out. You know what I'm saying? But then from there, I sort of went back to, you know, liking French Montana. You know, French Montana came and had his wave. But then after that, I went back to the streets and started messing with AR Rab and Dark Low heavy again on the music shit. Ab told me he's doing good recently. I let him know that I had actually done an interview, with OT the Real, and OT the Real was actually giving him major props. I let Ab know about that, so he was happy to hear that. You know, another thing, my co-host Majestic, he was really talking about how he wanted to speak on Nelly and Ali and the Saint Lunatics, Murphy Lee, because a lot of you probably know that there's a whole situation going on right now with Ali making various claims. So I told Majestic that definitely we can use the channel to speak on Nelly and, you know, Murphy Lee, and but more importantly Ali, who's making a lot of claims about the way that the Saint Lunatics was started. Majestic told me that there's a lot of ways that people in St. Louis think about things, and I just want him to come on here and express that to all of you. You know what I'm saying? I want Majestic to come on here and, you know, give the perspective from things in St. Louis to all of us, you know, so we can have more of an understanding on it. And also, Majestic has a more of a locked in sense with Nelly than he might even know, or he should know, you know, from Reek the Villain. Because Reek the Villain actually recorded with Nelly apparently, and Reek the Villain was telling Majestic. But we'll talk about that all tomorrow when we do the official address of Nelly and the Saint Lunatics. And you know what I'm saying? Nelly had a lot of interesting things to say in the interview, but we're going to go over that tomorrow, you guys. Tonight, I felt it was necessary to come on and we got to talk about Fat Trell. You know what I mean? Because like one of the people in the chat was saying, Fat Trell's 2 years in, 2.5 years in at this point. July 2018, he was arrested for the gun possession when they picked him up. 2018, he had actually gone about 2 years, I guess, good, but they got him in 2018, and he's been locked up since July. So that puts us at what, about just about 2.5 years, right, guys? Yeah, man. Fat Trell was cool as hell. He would do things like jump on a hoverboard. He was different. You know, Fat Trell wasn't like every other artist in the game. He really had a lot of different things about him, which is why he was catching so much attention, you know? Similar ways to why Gunplay had so much attention. His flow was just so versatile. What's up? We're just having a smoker's vibe right now, you guys. Smoker's vibe right now. Yeah, Nell. Yeah, Nell. Gunplay should have a podcast rather than going on like YouTube Live and shit. You know what I mean? Like rather than going on YouTube Live, I think that he should actually have a podcast. I think that would be extremely dope if Gunplay were to do a podcast. Gunplay's just kind of an asshole. You know what I mean? Gunplay's just kind of an asshole in real life. If you want me to be 100% honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like Gunplay doesn't know how to get along with people. like the same way that Bang'em Smurf does it. The same way that Bang'em Smurf doesn't. So if you want me to be 100% honest and transparent with you, that's the whole reasoning probably why he doesn't have that. Facts. Hothead. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I'm certainly going to keep it real with you guys because any other way, the shit's just not natural. Got it from the mud. You know, Debo's actually the one who put me in connection with Trell on several occasions. You know, Trell has told me a few times that he was coming home soon. Of course, that was years ago. You know what I mean? But, you know, Fat Trell's situation is just a tragic one. You know what I'm saying? Fat Trell's situation is a tragic one because of the fact that he had so much potential and he really just wasn't able to, you know, kind of put that lifestyle behind him. Like sometimes the money will accelerate. Sometimes the money will accelerate that lifestyle. Hope I'm not like that. Yeah, I'm looking up on TMZ right now, and it looks like TMZ hasn't covered Fat Trell since the whole because it got kind of redundant. You know what I mean? It got kind of redundant what was happening to Fat Trell. Like think like Lindsay Lohan or something like that. Think like, you know what I mean? Like a celebrity who just keeps on getting arrested. It just kind of started getting redundant. You know what I mean? To be reporting about how many times he got arrested. And then you're like, yo, what is he really doing in the game? That's what a lot of the, not me, because I in particularly really enjoy Fat Trell's career, but a lot of major media outlets like, say, Rolling Stone or any other major brands like that would probably be like, who is this guy again? Where is he charted aside from the self-made group projects? Yo, Rob, believe me, my platform is big. My platform is big, Rob. My platform is definitely big, man. You know what I mean? We tote a lot of views on a lot of the interviews and shit like that. The Uncasa interview right now is going crazy. I got a couple Cassidy interviews out that are like 70,000 views. You know what I mean? We get a lot of respect on this channel. You know what I'm saying? But Rob, you could always help spread the channel, the word of the channel on your behalf as well. Let a friend know about the channel, anything like that. It's always appreciated. Real Montana says, damn, they dragging Fat Trell. Yeah, they are. You know what I mean? They're on his ass. You know what I'm saying? They're on his ass. Like we've looked into 3 cases now that he's been going through. The counterfeit bill case where they came and they hemmed him up at the, you know, they hemmed him up at the casino. Then the case where they pulled him over and charged him with narcotic possession and distribution as well as a DUI. And then in this last case, they said his breath smelled like alcohol, gun possession. So he's most likely caught his second DUI, gun possession charge. And once you catch the second DUI, you go right to jail regardless. You're not going to get out. Like it seemed like after what happened with the counterfeit bills, he bailed out. You know what I mean? He bailed out and shit. And then he got arrested weeks later for a DWI with possession of narcotics. Okay. Rob Dollar. Yeah. 860 F's with you. Support my bro 860 Trap House Clothing. Okay, so you mess with the homie then. All right, that's what's up. Trap House Clothing for sure. I got some of their shit here in the house actually. I always be wearing that shit. My boy wanted to give me some new shit though. But yeah, Rob, appreciate you for tapping in then for sure. they can charge you for a unpossessed gun. Eric Budwell, what's popping tonight, man? What's popping with you, G's? They can, Real Montana, what are you talking about for an unpossessed gun? As I read, I'm not sure if you were heard, but I read earlier that the gun was actually in the back of Fat Trell's car in the black bag. It's a light sentence, not a life sentence. Free Fat Trell, that's damn right. Oh yeah, Real Montana, you're gonna want to scroll back on the video. I read mad shit on what the ghost gun was, man. That's like actually a gun that you assemble yourself. You buy it from like secondhand parties, and you actually can assemble it after you buy all the different parts for it. And it's a way that a lot of felons will actually use as a different means to get possession of a gun, not doing what Kodak Black did and giving a fake, a fake social security number. Everything is good tonight, Eric. Grinding, man, giving the people an update on Fat Trell. You know what I mean? Because the people deserve it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy what happened to Fat Trell. I had no idea over the last month that he actually pled guilty to possession. In federal court, he actually pled out guilty. Shit's crazy. Fat Trell's in a lot of shit right now. They're saying he's facing a maximum of 10 years in jail. But when you look at other cases where felons were caught to be in possession of guns, like Kodak Black for, doing the paperwork to get in possession of guns, or Lil Wayne actually getting caught with a gun on an airplane, these guys were facing as well as, 10 years. Kodak was sentenced to 3.5, whereas Lil Wayne never ended up being sentenced, but he did plead guilty, and they were saying between 2 and as many as 10. Yeah, Dope Boys, he pled guilty. He's actually pled guilty to the charge. The sentencing was actually set to be on January 5th, but I'm not reading anywhere that Fat Trell has actually been sentenced yet. So as soon as we get that update, I'll be back with that. Well, Club Tino, you're asking why would he plead guilty? This case is something that's been going on since July 2018. Here we are in 2021. The case has been going on for over 2 years. He's been sitting on it for over 2 years. At this point, he might figure it's necessary to plead out. You know what I mean? Like at this point, pleading out, and then you end up getting like 35 months, 40 months. You know what I mean? Like I think Kodak got 3 years or something like that. What's that? 36 months. He might have got 3.5. So he's already served over 24 months at this point. He's already served he's going on 36 months this coming July. So why not plead out guilty to it, and then you'll be out in another 6 months? Let's see. Wow. Judge finds probable cause for unlawful possession of contraband in prison. So this was actually in 2020, June 2020, guys. So this is 2 years after he got charged on the 18th of July. Here, I know everyone wants to me to bring up the statistics on that. So yeah, So Martrell Richard Reeves, age 30, of Washington, D.C., pleaded guilty today to being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. In this article, can I get a date? This article was from September 22nd. So in September, Fat Trell pled guilty to being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. If you weren't here earlier and you missed that. Aaron, I'm smoking on some sour diesel. You already know, Club Tino. Appreciate you as well. Free Gleesh. Damn right. Free Gleesh. Damn right. So let's get back into this, you guys. Where was I? Wow. So this is the fourth case right now that we're reading, and I feel compelled to read into it. This was actually on the DC Witness. Judge finds probable cause for unlawful possession of contraband in prison. So now this is the fourth case that we've read. The first being the counterfeit bills, the second being the possession of narcotics, DWI, distribution charges. Distribution, obviously, bullshit. I mean, I can understand the man being high and, driving. Probably was driving back to the casino. You know what I'm saying? And then 2018, 2 years later, he gets caught again driving drunk, allegedly in possession of a gun that he has now pleaded guilty to. He pleaded guilty to that in 2020, September 2020, and he pleaded guilty to ammunition. But this is a report from June of 2020. A D.C. Superior Court judge ruled June 16th that there was probable cause to charge a defendant with unlawful possession of contraband in prison. On November 18th, a correctional superior discovered a homemade shank made of steel and a cell phone under Martrell Reeves' mattress. So this was in, I assumed, 2019, November 18th, and then he was, this case was still going into June. So according to the court documents, the phone contained evidence that it had likely been used by Reeves, including pictures of a Navy Federal Credit Union account under his name and a video of him talking to and playing with a baby. Reeves expressed reservations about his appearance in court, and he said he did not want to be presented by telephone and was unaware of his court-appointed lawyer. Very interesting there, you guys. Yeah, I got another YouTube channel with 15 million views on it as well. So I'm up to like 30 million views, I think. Okay, Flea, get on my level, Flea. Come on, man. Let's get smacked, bro. Smack. Chain gang going through it right now. People getting released early are sentenced inmates. Plus, he wants to try to get good time for parole and go upstate and get comfy. Go upstate and get comfy. All right. But yeah, that's crazy to see that Fat Trell got hit with contraband while in prison as well. It doesn't look like there's any more on that. And honestly, you guys, we saw what it did to Bobby Shmurda. We saw what it did to Boosie. Both of them were severely sentenced when it came to contraband. Well, their cases, they were made examples of out of their cases. So that could be another logical reason as to why, you know what I mean, as to why the homie Fat Trell has pled out on the gun charges, because the contraband charge could be another couple years in jail. Does anybody in the chat know anything about that? Contraband charges in jail? I mean, I remember they sentenced Boosie to like 8 years. That sort of rant, you know what I mean? Which is why he got hemmed up for like 6. They sentenced him to like 8 years or some shit like that for contraband. if I'm not mistaken. Shit's crazy. Shit's crazy. They want to hem Fat Trell up, and I'm not even gonna get into it, but there was some crazy talk going on about Fat Trell, and it's like they just want him off the streets. They want a guy who is really talented, multi-talented, you know what I mean? Probably able to do multiple different fields. I'm talking about music, I'm talking about writing, I'm talking about acting even, you know, that even putting on his own label. But who knows? Maybe Fat Trell was just kind of too deep into the lifestyle that he was living. You know what I mean? Not everybody can be Lil Wayne, you guys. You know what I mean? Not every single person can be Lil Wayne and just chill out all day and sip on some shit and play their Xbox if that's what they want to do. Up to 20 years, Blizzy says, for contraband. You can get up to 20 years for contraband. Could be reasoning behind Fat Trell pleading out on the gun. You know what I mean? Now that he knows he's coming up on those charges. Now that you know what I mean? Now that he knows he's been in there quite a while, you might as well take the gun charge that you had admitted to on the scene of the crime. You know what I mean? You admitted that it was yours because you were with a female and you took the rap like a real dude should, you know? So I'm surprised it's taken that long, but he's probably trying to get a good deal. And I bet you, guys, I want to say this as well, because I bet that Fat Trell is going to come back out with a renewed energy. I would put money on it that Fat Trell is going to come out with a renewed energy. I'd put money on artists like that, like Fat Trell, like Dark Low. These are the guys that I want to see win. You know what I mean? These are some of the artists that I'm definitely interested in seeing where they take their careers and the decisions that they make. What do you guys think in the chat? Dark Low or Fat Trell? Aja Wilson, they're saying that he's facing a maximum of 10 years in prison. What do you guys think in the chat? Dark Low or Fat Trell? Let's get the votes up. Let's get the votes up, guys. Yo, Flea! Flea! Come on, let's get some votes in here, you guys. Damn. Flat Trell is killing this shit, yo. Mad respects to Fat Trell, man, because this is a Fat Trell stream tonight. Come on, let's get the votes in, you guys. Hit them votes. I want to see some votes. AR Rab's not in this competition, but much love to you, John. What's the vote about? The vote is Dark Low or Fat Trell. Who do you like more as an artist? Come on, guys. Let's get the vote in. Let's get the votes in. Come on. I want to see some votes. Who wants to call in? Who wants to call in and chat live? Who wants to call in and freestyle? Hit that link. Dark Low. Come on, let's get some more votes in. Dark Low or Fat Trell, you guys. I think this is a considerable comparison. Both artists are definitely dope. On that one, I guess I'm Dark Low all day. You know what I'm saying? Dark Low all day on that one for me. I don't mess around when it comes to my bros. Dark Low's the homie for life. You know what I mean? Whether Dark Low, whatever Dark Low wants to do, I would support it 100%, you guys. Dark, Gleesh. Buzzo said, Dark Low. He said, Fat Trell, man, come on. On the grind. That's exactly what I'm on the grind. Tonight we're talking about Fat Trell. We're talking about how Fat Trell actually pled guilty to possession gun charge. He pled guilty to gun possession as well as possession of ammunition. And this is possession by a felon. You know what I mean? Which kind of ups it. Like, what I mean by upset, I compared it to Lil Wayne's case, because in Wheezy's case, when he was first charged with gun possession in New York, he ended up serving 8 months. Wayne had to do 8 months when he was found on a tour bus with a gun. Now, Wayne's second gun charge, when he was found with the golden gun on the plane, he was going to have to do between 2 and 10 years. So that's what I judge it by when they say possession by a felon, possession for a second time. I look at the Lil Wayne situation that was actually happening. They were going to make Wayne serve 2 years in jail on his second gun possession. Okay. Blizzy's real, though. He says, Fat Gleesh catalog, do your homework. Dark Low, you already. Free the men. Lil Wayne free. Lil Wayne is free. Lil Wayne's free because he took a picture. Nah, Blizzy, he didn't even have to buy time. The thing was, that's why Lil Wayne pled out. He pled out guilty to get his case out and through, and then it got, you know what I mean, pushed through and pardoned by the president. All right, Eric. Just you know what I mean? Hit that Cash App with a little donation. Send Jake through. Let's have him spit some shit. Yep, it's crazy. But yeah, let me get back into this for everybody that's asking right now about how much time Fat Trell actually got. Because that's like the main question people are asking. How much time did Fat Trell get? That hasn't been determined yet. But this is what they say. They say that Reeves faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in federal prison for illegal possession of a firearm by a previously convicted felon. Actual sentences for federal crimes are typically less than the maximum penalties. A federal district court judge will determine any sentence after taking into account the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. U.S. District Judge, I'm not going to say her name, has scheduled the sentencing for January 5th, 2021 at 9 a.m. But at this time, I'm not finding any information on his actual sentencing. If I do get that in the next couple days, you guys. Yo, Supreme Cipher. How does that look for you, my dude? I bet you don't even have an eighth of that. I bet you don't even have an eighth of that. And if you do, hit the link and come on and prove it. Because you're talking a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what? 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 Like, come on, dude. You're whack, man. You're whack. I hope you know that you're whack, dude. I hope you know that you're whack for even thinking that about me, man. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, yo, I got good chronic. I'm not like any of those pathetic ass kids who can't get a good bag of weed, so they turn to some hard shit like that. So watch who you think you're talking to. You're talking to somebody that's shaping the culture of hip hop. Nah, man, I'm sticking with my Dutches, man. Oh, damn. All right, Supreme Cipher. My bad then, man. My bad then, man. Delete that comment then, Supreme Cipher, man. Delete that damn comment, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate his apology, man, if it's sincere. You know what I mean? On the real. Just because I don't like people trying to come at me like that. I would never do that shit in my life. You know, you gotta have kind of like a respect for yourself in this life. Like, god damn. But you know what I mean? One of my friends did tell me I smoke so much weed. Maybe that's what they mean, because I smoke so much weed that it's like I I smoke so much weed. I had to Supreme Cipher, you didn't delete it, so I had to put you in timeout to delete it. So once you get out of timeout, bro, you're good. Um, I'm not getting a leaf, Flea. What the hell are you saying? Why would I get a leaf? Hold on. Was I just reading something? My bad, you guys. Okay. Um, y'all have probably heard this. But according to the plea agreement, this is actually what happened during the traffic stop in 2018. Reeves' vehicle, a black Dodge Charger, was pulled over for traffic violations. The car was occupied by Reeves and a female passenger. Reeves did not have a driver's license or other identification, and a check of his driving record revealed that his license had been suspended. Officers asked Reeves to step out of the car. Law enforcement smelled alcohol on Reeves' breath and the odor of marijuana on his person. The vehicle was searched, and law enforcement recovered a 40 caliber pistol loaded with 10 rounds of ammunition from a black bag in the car. Reeves admitted at the scene that the firearm belonged to him, following which he was arrested. So right there, Reeves, Fat Trell, he took the shit right away. And this was, you know what I mean? He took the shit right away. Please don't blow my high. Yeah, he took the shit right away on some real shit, man. So that's how you know Fat Trell isn't a bitch. That's how you know he's not a little girl when it comes a snitch. You know what I mean? When it comes to situations like this. Mr. Thompson was popping. Blizzy, Paper Planes. Yo, Asia, I am from Connecticut. Free Trell. Free Trell. Yo, on the Grind TV, I appreciate you for tapping in. Yo, Sister Margot, son, I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. He said, I'm just tapping in now. What strain you chiefing today, Mikey? I got some new exotic. Sour on deck. This one's actually a different batch than the last one, my friend told me. And yeah, he wasn't lying. This one's more of the sour that I'm accustomed to, actually, because the last batch, it was more. It was actually small nugs. Like if you ever get from a dispensary, it would be called popcorn. You know what I mean? And it would be a little bit cheaper, but not much cheaper. You're in a dispensary. It's $125 a quarter. Am I wrong? Yeah, it's like 100. Yeah, $125 a quarter, regardless, in a dispensary. CT, stand up. Yeah, I'm in CT right now. All right, Fat Trell going to get 1 to 3 for that kind of charge based off of what you said, Buzzo Band said. And yo, Buzzo, a lot of people are asking, why did Trell wait so long to plead out? Like Fat Trell just pled out literally 2 years, 2 years and 2 months after first being charged. I don't know what Scornfonia is. Yeah, Flea. Hopefully he does get 1 to 3. But if he was gonna get 1 to 3, then he would already be out because he's been serving time for like 2.5 years now. So he would technically already be out if he was only gonna get that amount of time, wouldn't he? Or would he just be released? Oh, Cali, I didn't know what the hell you were saying, man. I'm like, what the hell? Is that a city or something that you're talking about? Okay, okay. Okay, Versace James. I like when you do more uh cool comments like this, man. Versace James says, I'm from DC. I knew the true when he used to sleep on the X bus because he had nowhere to go. You a real one standing in the trenches with his work, sleet or snow. DC need to get more recognition for drill. Huh. Interesting concept right there, man. Interesting comment. Interesting comment right there. Um Fat Trell, I think I had heard in his story about how he had been in the gutter like that. You know, it's one of the things that intrigued me about Fat Trell, how in the gutter he really was. You know, I mean, I could picture myself in the same situation like that if I didn't have, you know, a little bit better of a lifestyle. So that's one of the things I could, sympathize with Fat Trell about. And then when I saw him start to get picked up by the bigger artists like Master P, Rick Ross, I'm like, damn, this guy's never gonna have to sleep in the slums another day of his life. This guy's actually this guy's actually gonna get the opportunity to have a better life. Yo, 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 Dre Z. DC is actually in the building. Free Trell. Aja, no, I have not been to the West Coast. At this point, I have not been to the West Coast. I'm waiting for my calling, man. Add note that Trill from the trenches when he used to sleep on the X bus. Um, but it was only because it rained all night because he was so true to the grind. Damn, that's hard. That shit is hard, Versace, man. That shit is hard, man. That shit is hard, man. I really appreciate those comments right there. Like on the real, I appreciate the real comments like that, the real, like the factual shit, that shit that gives you a little bit of an inside look at who the artist really is. You know what I mean? It's kind of like reading their bio and shit because we've heard Trell depicted through his music throughout his whole, his whole career and shit. Okay, Triple. Okay, Triple, do it, man. Still in Patterson, still in the trenches, still trying to help my hood. That's all. That's respectable. That's 100% respectable. I wouldn't do nothing but respect that, man. Everybody's out there trying to get it. You know what I mean? Trying to get it for the people that they love, trying to get it so they could be in a better position, just like I was talking about with Fat Trell. You know what I mean? You could really hear the hunger in his music from the kid who had nothing. You know what I'm saying? The kid who literally had nothing but a dream to potentially be as big as somebody like Wale. And then he got the opportunity to work with him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But Fat Trell was like different. Fat Trell was like different because he was more street. He was more gutter. Like Wale was on a whole nother tip. So that's why it worked. That's why it worked for both of them. And I got to give Wale a major shout out for doing some work with a homie of mine named Magazine. Some of you guys in here might actually know about Magazine. He was the reggae singer from MMG and shit. Dope Boys says he had a lot of potential. That's why I disagree with your statement about him being Ross's chosen one. Yeah. No, I'm saying he was like the chosen one. That's why Ross picked him up. At that moment, Fat Trell was the chosen one for the music industry. Like he could have really taken over and been that next big rapper, in my opinion. In my opinion. Fat Trell had an opportunity to take the mainstream by storm. Maybe instead of doing the shit remix, they should have actually paired Fat Trell up with Future on his own. You know, Dope Boy, I think you're actually missing the idea of what I'm saying. Um, but yeah, but thinking back on it, maybe, you know what I mean? Like Ross jumped on a record with Jeezy, right? War Ready, and he put Tracy T on it, right? You guys. So why not just pair Fat Trell with Future? Why not just pair Fat Trell with Future instead of putting him on Future's remix? And that would have made a lot bigger of a buzz for Fat Trell. Now it was basically 2014. See, first songs. Yeah, see, Future was a little bit of a no, he had shit. He had shit. Flea says, Ross seen what everybody else seen him. He remind me of Chinks in a way. I love Chinks music. Fat Trell give me that same feel. That's a big statement right there, man. R.I.P. to my brother Chinks. Man, Chinks was such a real dude. He would always show me love when I seen him. And I don't just mean when I would just see him personally, like me and him. Like, I mean, like, even when we were in front of like Rick Ross and like French Montana, you know what I mean? Like, I remember he ran me over to French. He ran me over to Little Dirk and introduced me to these guys. Yeah, I remember. Y'all can go look at the video and see it. He like went into a room with Little Dirk actually. I'm not sure if Chinks and Dirk have too much more footage together, but that's my footage of them. That's my footage of them. I'm going to have to go grab that and send that over to French, actually. I'm going to go rip that off of YouTube and send that shit over to French. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit up the guys and I'm going to have them rip that shit with Chinks. Damn, I could do all sorts of shit. Josh, yeah, man, like, well, he's been locked up since 2018. That's one thing. He's been locked up since 2018. Yeah, I actually met Fat Trell when he was performing with Chief Keef in Miami. So yeah, I knew about his. That's when I first met Fat Trell. And when I say met, I didn't get the opportunity to interview him then. I interviewed him when he started rocking with MMG. But I met him when they did a performance. I could have sworn it was with the Smokers Club, you guys. Was it Fat Trell on that ticket or was it Chief Keef? I don't think it was Chief Keef on the Smokers Club ticket. I think Chief Keef just came through to show Fat Trell some love on his set. Yo, what up, Mac? Appreciate you for tapping in tonight, man. So yeah, I know about Fat Trell's association with Chief Keef. It ran even a little deeper than that. Chief Keef came over and did Fat Trell's single with Alley Boy and Master P. You know, the one that was like ganja, ganja. I've been smoking ganja. Oh, Gary, I hope you have a good time never commenting on this channel again. Goodbye, Gary. You're out of here, Gary. Appreciate you, though, man. I appreciate you. Chompy, Omega, what's popping? Yo, God bless you, man. God bless you for tuning in. Yo, Blizzy, did Fat Trell have any music with Rondo number 9? Because I would love to, after this stream, I'd love to go check that out. if they did. Even though, okay, yeah, the Glory Boy Slutty Boy mixtape. Glory Boy Slutty Boy mixtape. All right. All right. All right. Yo, I appreciate the love. You know, I appreciate the love, you guys. Ganja. Yo, what up? Philly in the house, man. You know, I appreciate Philly, man. Gilly told me Philly was my third home. Share this video, everyone. Share this video, everyone. I don't give a F what anybody says. Share this video, man. Two one five. Yo, do you favor Indica or Sativa? I really like Indica, but then a lot of part of me has been trying Sativa lately. Once I found out that Sativa was like a coffee, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of vibe that you really want, right? You know, the vibe that's gonna put you up and you're all like, yo, and this and that, and you're reading the news and shit like that. The Indica gets you like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But can you guys tell me what the sour diesel is real quick? If anybody can look it up, what is sour diesel? What is sour diesel, you guys? Is it indica? Is it sativa? I've forgotten at the moment. I just know it's dope as hell. One of my favorites. I love when my boy has sour diesel because sometimes there's a drought, as you guys seen, like when I'm smoking jungle cake or when I'm smoking biscotti, which I enjoyed. Where is the Gucci background cheat? Get that, dog. I've been thinking about ordering it, man, but I don't like do shit like that, like ordering shit too much because I don't like waiting for anything. You know what I mean? Sativa. Okay, sativa. Sativa. Yo, well, brother, I actually just dropped the throwback interview I did with Ablava and Spado, and I dropped the throwback interview that I did with battle rapper Bill Collector. Those are two throwback interviews that I dropped. Also, I dropped the full interview with Goods, battle rapper Goods, if you want to check that out. Okay, I'm on that sativa tonight. Johnny's and Red Bull. Henny and Red Bull, my dude. Henny and Red Bull for sure. I remember one time I was in Trinidad with Fred Rostar and Smurf. I was in Trinidad with Fred Rostar and Smurf, and I didn't even really know what Red Bull was at the time, other than seeing a commercial or two for it on the television or something like that. You know what I mean? Other than seeing a commercial for it. Like I was broke as hell. Like I come from a pretty poor family, so I was broke as hell. Never bought a $4 Red Bull in my life. I was the kid who went to the store. You know, I went to ShopRite to get one of them, you know, them orange sodas, the orange colas in the glass bottle, and they was only 50 cents. I would walk a mile to the store to get that drink. You know what I mean? Never mind these $3 Red Bulls that I drink like two of them a day, and $5, $6 macchiatos. Like I came from the real struggle, you guys, to get where I am today. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching me, man. I don't take none of this for granted. I've been working hard for this for 12 years to do interviews that you guys love. Every single week of the year, I'm thinking about new interviews and new content I can put out that'll keep all of you guys interested in what I'm doing. Strawberry Goya. Man, I never found no weed named Strawberry that's really, really turned me up. Champa says, Sour is Chemdog and Super Skunk. Yeah, I love doing this hip hop shit, 100%. Getting to interview people in the game from like different crazy groups. Like I interviewed Smoke from Field Mob. Do you guys remember when Ludacris signed Field Mob to Disturbing the Peace? Like that is a major part of Disturbing the Peace history. Like that is a major part of Disturbing the Peace's history, you guys. And honestly, to have interviewed Smoke from that group, to have interviewed Chinks, you know what I mean, before his passing, to even interview lesser known people like Stack Bundles, Little Brother, Lil Stacks. Like my homie Fresh from Queens actually got me that opportunity to link with him, and that shit has over 100,000 views on it. You know what I mean? That shit was on World Star when we first did it. Like that's a music. Actually, I messed up. That's a music video that I did too. You know what I'm saying? I've done a few music videos, man. I love to show support to people out there who are talented. Yeah. DTP. DTP, one of the dopest labels. One of the dopest labels. Let's look at a couple of the DTP releases. Ludacris got albums out there from Chingy, obviously, but he also actually put out an album from I-20. Disturbing the Peace actually did the singles for Players Circle. They did the Players Circle single for you know what I mean, for Lil Wayne and Titty Boy and what was the other dude's name? He had the chain with the fork. I can't really remember his name right now. Around the time when the South took over rap. All right, let me ask you guys. I want to know what was a better signing: Diddy signing 8Ball and MJG, or Ludacris signing Field Mob? Smoke. Oh yeah, Sean J. I remember I ran into Sean J actually too at French Montana's album release party in Miami. Really, I don't think so. I don't know if I think 8Ball and MJG signing to them was better. But you know what? They both produced albums. Living Legends might have been a bigger album, just to be 100% with you guys. But I'm going to get out of here for tonight, you guys. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. We had a great show. I want everybody on here to follow me on the gram. Whoever follows me on Instagram, I'm going to follow you guys back. It's all in the description. Everybody follow me on the gram. Stay in tune. I want everybody to stay in tune before we get out here. Before we get out of here, I'm going to ask, does anybody else have any questions before I get out of here? If you want to support the channel, hit that Cash App, you guys. You want to support the channel, hit that Cash App Mikey T Movie. If you want to show some support to the channel, I appreciate any type of donation. I just wanted to say before I got out of here, if anybody has any questions, what up, Ed? If anybody has any questions before I get out of here, hit them in the chat. Just hit them in the chat right now. I'm going to wait a couple seconds. If anybody wants to donate, hit that Cash App. You already know it goes to supporting the channel. More live videos like this. Dave, appreciate you. Oakland, California on the tap in. That's what's up, man. Buzzo, stay blessed. Yep. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to take them in the chat right now before I get out of here. I'm going to finish my Red Bull. And I got some more bud to smoke. Oakland, appreciate you for tapping in, though. Catalyst Poe, appreciate you as well. All right, the show was pretty. Who's my next interview? Well, why don't you go check out my recent interviews with Uncasa and also OT The Real. I've got 2 new interviews out with them that just dropped in the last few days. Okay, Eric asked 50 Cent versus Rick Ross. Wow, 50 Cent versus Rick Ross. Ha, Flea wants me to stay on a little bit longer. Flea, hit that Cash App donation, man. Send a brother some love. But you goddamn right, bro. We fitting the spark back up, actually. Let's talk about this one. 50 Cent versus Rick Ross, because my man Eric actually wants to know. Eric, and I'm going to pose this question to the chat as well. I want y'all to put it in, and I'm going to chime in on all your thoughts. Rick Ross or 50 Cent? What is everyone thinking? I'm going to give my thoughts right now. 50 had the better debut album. 50 definitely had the better debut album, the better second album. But Ross had the better second half of his career. Better label. The better label. Who had the better label out of the two? I would have to say that 50 Cent. 50 Cent. No. The label situation was kind of dead even. Ross has him. Ross actually has 50 Cent on the lyricism, but 50 has Ross on the record sales. So overall, I'm going to have to go in that comparison. Overall, I'm going to have to go with overall effect on the game, 50 Cent. But my favorite lyricist of the two, Rick Ross. But overall, on the effect on the game, I think 50 is definitely going to top Ross in that aspect, even though Ross toppled him in their battle. Like, he toppled him in the battle. You know what I mean? He made 50 just have to run away from the music. He made me never want to hear another 50 Cent song. But that doesn't matter because 50 Cent already left his impression on the game. 50 Cent already made a mark on the game that puts him right in the same category as, Pac and Big to me in any situation. Okay. Hold on one second, Catalyst. Ed says, yes. Rick Ross. Okay. Buzzo says Rick Ross. A lot of people think that Rick Ross's music career really just is better than 50 Cent's at this point. You know what I mean? Yo, what up, King Rico? Versace said facts. Eric says, I think Ross had more hits, though. You think Ross had more hits? You really think Ross had more hits than 50? You think Ross had more hits than 50? Well, let's put it to the test. So 50's first album, Get Rich or Die Trying, right? Get Rich or Die Trying. How many dope hit records did that produce on its own? It had Many Men in the Club, PIMP, 21 Questions. 4 hit records. Even can you add Wanksta to that? That was really the setup record. So we're gonna say 4 to 5. Let's go Rick Ross, first album. Hold on, no. We're just gonna move on to 50's second album, The Massacre, because we already got 4 hits here on the first album. So second album, Candy Shop, Disco Inferno, Just a Little Bit. So that's 3 more. And I'm not even giving hits to like Get in My Car. I'm not giving Out of Control as a hit. I'm not giving Piggy Bank a hit just because they were street records. So right now we're at 7 hit records for 50 Cent. So we're going to go into the Curtis album next, I assume, his third album. We're getting into Curtis, and I know Curtis kind of sucked. You know what I mean? Curtis was like the worst 50 Cent album, in my opinion. What did he have on this? I Get Money, that's 8. AO Technology, we're just going to have to give it to him 9. I'm sure it sold 1 million copies. So 8 and 9. And that's all I'm giving him, you guys. I'm not giving him Amusement Park. I'm not giving him Straight to the Bank. I'm not giving him Follow My Lead because Robin Thicke really didn't get the opportunity to, shine on the album. So let's do one more album for 50 because I'm really not going to dig into the Animal Ambition album. There weren't really any hits on that album. Damn, so that was only 2 hits on there. 9 hits 50's at. 50's only at 9 hits between his first 3 albums. It's kind of shocking. Let's get into Before I Self-Destruct and see if we got a hit. Wow. Hold Me Down, no. Okay, so the only one we got to go Baby by Me. So we're only giving 50 10 hits on his first 4 albums. Flea Lansky is telling us to give Okay, so we'll give him 11. We'll give 50 11. We'll include Straight to the Bank. But I'm not including Amusement Park just because it was a single. All right, now we're on to Ross's albums. So Ross has to beat 11 singles, Eric. There's a lot of singles, man. Let's get to it. So we got Port of Miami. We got Push It. We got Hustlin'. I'm not giving I'm Bad. Is that the one who's like, I'm bad. I'm bad. So we got 2. Am I missing anything, guys? Do we got to give the Hustlin' remix? Nah, I'm not putting Patiently. I mean, Patiently Waiting was dope. Right, Baby by Me is on it. Guys, do I have to give Ross a hit single for Hustlin' Remix with Jay-Z and Young Jeezy? Like, is that necessary? Because to me, it only seems like he has 2 singles on here. Yeah, no, Patiently Waiting was definitely a classic, but we're talking about, like kind of like singles that like potentially sold 1 million copies here and shit. So we move on to the Trell album. Who do we got? The Boss with T-Pain, Speedin' with R. Kelly. All right. Here I Am. So that's 3. So that's 3 right there. So that's 5. Ross is up to 5 on the first 2 albums now. What do you guys think? Luxury Tax, Maybach Music #1 with Jay-Z. What do you guys think? We Shinin'. I'm giving Ross 3 on this album. He had Speedin' with R. Kelly, The Boss with T-Pain, and Here I Am with Nelly and Avery Storm, bringing his tally up to 5 as we move on to the third album, Deeper. Than Rap, which is where our connection came in. Bang'em Smurf and Dice. Deeper Than Rap, Magnificent, Yacht Club, Face, you guys, with Trina. Let's see. Mafia Music. What do you guys think from the Deeper Than Rap album? All right. All right, so Ross is like at 7-8 right now. Let's see if this album. Hold on, what was this album? No. Where's God Forgives I Don't? Oh shit, Teflon Don. Teflon Don was after. Wow, good thing I don't ever have a trivia contest. Yeah, we're giving him Maybach Music too. So Ross is at a solid 8 right now. Ross is at a solid 8 from the second album or from the third album, Deeper Than Rap. We're giving him Magnificent, Yacht Club, and Maybach Music 2 with Kanye, Lil Wayne, and T-Pain. So now moving on to his fourth album, Teflon Don. This is where Ross could solidify it. It's 8-11 at this point. Let's get into this album. All right, guys, what are you thinking here? We got Super High, MC Hammer, Blowing Money Fast, Aston Martin Music. That brings it up to 12 right there, you guys. So Eric was right. Rick Ross does have more hit records. Rick Ross does have more hit records than 50 Cent. If we go into this next album, you guys, I mean, God Forgives I Don't, it only gets better from here. It only gets better from there. The fifth album from Rick Ross, even better, to be honest with you guys. That was my favorite of his albums, I guess, the fifth album. I mean, he had Three Kings with Dr. Dre and Jay-Z. 16 with Andre 3000. Amsterdam. So Sophisticated with Meek Mill. You know, he actually had Omarion on the album. Wale and Drake. And that's where he actually introduced Stolly as well. Trivia question, you guys. What record did Rick Ross introduce Stolly on God Forgives I Don't? What was that record called? I'm waiting to see if you guys have the answer in the chat. Samir, you're right. I'm glad you're tuned in watching. It's some interesting shit. Tomorrow, I want to actually review the Finally Rich album with RBH. You know, we've been talking about that album for a few days now since I told him that everybody has a massive interest in it. But right, Samir says Rick Ross catalog is long, Mikey T. He got that shit by a landslide. Dope Boys TV with the right trivia answer. 10 Jesus pieces. Young Dig. Yo. It's Mikey T, though, Young Dig. Freelansky, he effed with Stanley right before. Nah, he meant Stolly, excuse me. Yeah, you're already right. You already know. I saw a couple questions. I saw a couple questions about 50 and Kanye. You know, the other night, I actually reported that I had to jump on the internet and talk about it. Floyd Mayweather came out and said that he would add 50 Cent to his list of exhibition fights. Like, that is actually one that I would be interested in watching. I'm not so much interested in seeing Floyd fight either of the Logan or Jake Paul brothers. I'm not so much interested in seeing that. I haven't been a fan of either one of those guys for longer than a year. You know what I mean? I really haven't been into their shit for longer than a year. 50, I've been into his shit since I was what? 2000 and 2001, 2002. Shit, that type of time. That's 20 years. You know what I mean? When you're invested in something like that. My opinion, though, 50's saying he won't do the fight now, but he also did a major post about his new book. I read 50's first book, From Pieces to Weight, but he used this to promote his book, which is pretty genius because that book is certainly worth reading. But I think if a promoter, honestly, you guys, I think if a promoter comes in and puts 50 million on the table, there's no way that those two former friends are going to turn down 50 million. You guys in the chat, is Floyd Mayweather going to turn down 25 to 30 million, possibly 35 million to fight 50? Is Floyd going to turn down 25 million to fight 50 for 3 to 4 rounds? Do you all think it, or is 25 million too chump change for Floyd? Yep. But yo, dope boys. Floyd is actually saying that he's gonna beat Lloyd. He told 50 that 50 has to wait till the end of the year because he's gonna beat Logan Paul, and then if Jake wins his fight, he'll actually fight Jake as well. But if Jake doesn't win, then what's the point of even fighting Jake? It's meaningless to fight Jake. There won't be any hype. There won't be any hype for that. Catalyst says winner take all, but I was talking to some of the moderators here in the chat, and they told me that that's not something that, you know what I mean, that you could really do. You know what I mean? A winner take all isn't really going to happen in that type of a fight. They don't do winner take all fights from what I'm hearing. And especially when a promoter jumps in there. Well, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think 50 is going to like that idea whatsoever. Like, that's BS. You're telling me I'm going to fight him, but I'm not going to stand to make any money? No, I'm not doing it. Go buy my book. But as soon as that promoter steps up and says, listen, I'm putting $40 million on the table. Is that too cheap, though, you guys? Is Floyd going to laugh at $20 million? Put it in perspective for me. Put that in perspective for me, you guys. Is Floyd going to laugh at $20 million, or is that something he's going to be like, $20 million, 5 rounds? I'm there. I'm not moving on until I get an answer to that, you guys. I want an answer to that. Is $40 million. Wanna Huff. Before I self-destruct was it was late. 50 was working on that as his original third album, and then he decided to go Curtis. It was just because Cameron started going, Curtis! Curtis! Okay, John P says absolutely not for 20 million. Okay, so John P, what would the number actually be, do you think? Because obviously I'm too small on it. Double that? Yup, Chris. Appreciate you for tuning in tonight. Hit that like button, my dude. Chris says, I remember when 50 opened up rapping for Floyd before the Oscar De La Hoya fight many years ago. Chris, can you remember who Oscar De La Hoya brought out with him for that fight? Was it anybody notable? Versace says, Curtis, it was worse than How About. I just don't think it was for me. Yeah, 50 actually reacted to Cameron by changing his album name to Curtis. He let somebody throw him off of his game. I think it would have been better if his third album was Before I Self-Destruct, and then he could have moved into a more personal space with Curtis. 20 M's in 10 minutes. Why not, though? 50 and Floyd got history. They need to get some shit off. So that's a must see. Yeah, in my opinion, it's a must see. Yo, Achilles, I don't see how 50 wants more than $50 million for this. That doesn't even seem feasible to me. Why would he get $50 million for this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Can they even generate much more than $50 million by putting this on television? Hold on. Where's my phone? Where's my phone so we could do the math? So let's see. Okay. Simple math. Simple math is how many buys is it going to get? How many buys? 150,000 buys. Okay, you see, if it gets 150,000 buys for $100, that's only $15 million. So they would have to do 300,000 buys to do 30 million. They would have to do 600,000 buys to do 60 million. Is 50 Cent versus Floyd Mayweather going to do 600,000 buys? $600,000, 60 million. That'd be enough. They pay the fighters 40 and they make 20 on top of it. Or they make 15 after paying off the arenas and all that type of shit. No doubt about it. Chris Floyd's still the greatest boxer of the current generation. So it makes sense, Eric. Okay, 1 million buys. So what's that going to, you're saying it's going to do 1,200,000. You're saying it's going to do double the 60 million. It's going to do 120 million. Okay. So now that means each of them can get paid $40 million, and then they make 40 million as well. The investor makes 40, 50 makes 40, and Floyd makes 40. Is it worth 40 million, you guys? Whoever said it earlier in the chat that they wouldn't do it for 20, will they do it for double? Will Floyd say 40 million? 40 million lasts me 2 months. I'm not fighting for something that's only going to last me 2 months. Is that what's going to happen? Okay, he says Floyd can buy at that, but he want that bread. Tyson was 850,000 buys. Wow, that Tyson fight just recently did 850,000 buys. And how much was it, Eric? Dope Boy says 40. Yes. But would 50 really get 40? I bet you they're going to get 50, 25 million. If they offer 50, 25 million, does he turn it down, you guys? I say there's no chance in hell, as Vince McMahon would say. Ooh, this shit's going to be good, you guys. This shit is definitely going to be good. This shit is lit, man. This shit is lit. That fight is going to be crazy when the promoter comes. Take the 25 million and laugh all the way to the bank, because it's not going to be able to be winner take all. You can make the concept The concept is winner takes all. That's the concept of it. The winner takes all the bragging rights. That can easily be the concept of Floyd versus 50 because of all the tension that they've had against one another. But man, I really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Y'all is the realest. Y'all is the realest, man. I just wanted to give an update on Fat Trell, but obviously I want to stay and chop it up with everybody. Stay tuned because tomorrow I'm going to be back with Majestic from St. Louis, and he is going to be explaining a lot that's been going on with Nelly, Ali, the St. Lunatics. We're going to take a whole look at their careers, everything that's going on with them. You guys, RBH will be on with us as well. And I want to get you guys that Chief Keef Finally Rich album review. I'm excited about that. Al Keys says, I hope he take it, but knowing 50, he want at least 35 million. 35 million doesn't make sense. Like, that's too much of life-changing money. It's not about making weight. 50, go look at Floyd's Instagram. Floyd said he doesn't care about the weight. Floyd is technically in the 150 bracket, 150-pound bracket. Right now, he is going to actually fight Logan Paul. It's been postponed, but Logan Paul is 190 pounds. Yeah, Logan Paul is actually much bigger than him. If anybody wants to donate to the channel, though, guys, I'm about to get out of here. Donate Cash App Mikey T, the movie star, if you support the channel. Yeah, Chris, the Fat Trell news is definitely sad. One of the good points of that news is the fact that Fat Trell has already been serving time since July of 2018. So that's going to put him pretty far into the game as far as release-wise. Fat Trell is facing a maximum of 10 years. And the report that I was reading, they say in the feds, sometimes those maximum sentences aren't actually what you end up getting. Well, I definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Achilles? Nate Jones, 200 plus Mikey. Is that in regards to how much the 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather would do in buys? A million two buys would generate 120 million. You know what I mean? $120 million. And everyone's saying they both got over 15 million fans on Instagram as well. So maybe they would possibly do much more than a million. But we might have to talk about this more in depth with the guys tomorrow night. I'm sure Majestic and RBH would have some interesting things to say on it. We might put it on our weekly review show. But tomorrow we're going to be talking about Nelly for sure. Chris says 50 and Floyd are not stupid. I think this is going to happen. Yeah, they're going to put it in the air. They're going to put it in the air right now, and they're going to look towards making it happen, though, on the real. Okay, Achilles. Achilles says Mayweather's sparring partner for 4 years was Nate Jones. Well, there's a big story going on right now about the whole St. Lunatics and how they all came together and the deals that they signed, etc. Majestic, one of my co-hosts, is actually from St. Louis. So he's going to be able to give us a whole different perspective about what's going on out there in the Lou. You know what I mean? He said there's a whole lot of things that a lot of us don't know, that a lot of them actually know coming from the city. So I'm going to have to ask Majestic a few questions about Ali, you know what I mean, who I guess was the leading act of the St. Lunatics at one point. And I'm going to have to ask him about Murphy Lee, you know what I mean, going on to be one of the breakthrough artists on Dirty ENT as well. Majestic is actually friends with the guy with the mask. Majestic is actually friends with the guy with the mask on Facebook as well, y'all. Just so you know what I mean? Majestic is you know what I mean? He's in the loop over there in St. Louis on the real. Yeah, Flea. We're going to address that tomorrow, though. The whole net. We're going to go over the whole. We're pretty much going to cover Nelly's whole career with the St. Lunatics tomorrow. And I'm going to grill Majestic on some of that history. So I told him, yo, be ready, Majestic, because I'm going to be grilling you on some information that the people need to know about St. Louis. Because we've heard quite a few things, like St. Louis nightclubs always get so turned up that there's always fights out there. You've heard things about the artists that have broken out of them, but we're going to really dip into the St. Lunatics tomorrow. And because there's a lot of different rumors about who was the leader of the group, why Nelly was, if Nelly was the one who put in position. You know, a lot of these rumors have been getting uncovered by different members of the group. Majestic was telling me he's surprised it took so long for this all to come to the forefront, but I'm going to let him put that into his words tomorrow, you guys. Achilles, I appreciate you, man. You're a good dude. Eric says, Majestic is good people. That's right, you guys. Tune in tomorrow because we're going to be talking about Chicago. We're going to be talking about St. Louis, man. Stay tuned for the channel, man. It's Report Card Radio. Chris says, good shit, bro. Nelly and the St. Lunatics definitely made their impact on hip-hop history. Yep. Buzzo says, I got to watch that, man. Chingy hates Nelly, LOL, but Lee has nothing but good things to say about Nelly. I'm curious. Hell yeah. Buzzo, tune in tomorrow. I'm going to have Majestic, who's from St. Louis, answering a number of those questions. Chris says, Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, Cleveland, Midwest. Yep. Nelly made Nike charge us $1 for Air Force Ones. Woo! Looks like Achilles is going to have a question from Majestic as well. I hope if you're watching Majestic, I hope you're ready for that one, man. They ain't going to be letting you sleep easy tomorrow night, brother. Also, you guys know, tomorrow night, let all your homies know that spit. Let all your homies know that spit. We want you to come in and spit on the channel tomorrow. Also, we'll be doing a little bit of a polling of who your favorite member was of the St. Lunatics. So if you want to come on tomorrow and address who your favorite member of the St. Lunatics was and why. Favorite song, favorite album, was it Murphy Lee with Shake Your Tail Feather? You know what I mean? What the hook's going to be? Was it Ali when he joined up with Big Gip and they dropped Kinfolk? You know what I mean? Was it just Nelly? You know what I mean? Did you like Nelly's style? Was it the guy with the mask? Come on here and drop your opinion tomorrow as well. Okay, Chicago, that's what's up. Eric says, Mikey, it ain't bedtime, fam. Eric, well, you know what? If you want me to stay on, drop something in that Cash App, man. Motivate your boy. Motivate your boy. And you can ask away, man, and we'll chop it up. If anybody, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're really gonna go over it tomorrow. I want you all to call in. I want you to call in, like I said, and you can reveal your favorite St. Lunatic. You know what I mean? All right, Robert Pendleton, DC in the building. Yep, that's right, DC in the building tonight. Okay then, bro. Then chill out on telling me you're about to have all your homies call in on the show and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just chill out and enjoy the show. But I really do appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, man. All the new viewers, man. Everyone that just checked in and decided to stay and get in tune with the channel, man. It's been real. Stay tuned for what we're doing tomorrow. Stay tuned for my new interviews coming out with Uncasa and much, much more. Respect, everyone.